Ooh, welcome to another podcast, another episode of Wrestling with Weed. Now we're gonna give our predictions for the Full Gear 2023. We're gonna show our predictions and then you guys are gonna get our reactions afterwards to see if Punk shows up or who's the devil. So what's the first match in the car?
You want to include the pre-show?
Nah, I don't like that pre-show.
Because we're watching Claudio versus Buddy Murphy right now. This is actually started.
Pre-show.
All right. So the first match on the pay-per-view is that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Ladder match. Big Bill and Ricky Starks versus FTR versus LFI, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, and the House of Black. So who's walking away
You
with
said FTR's in there, right?
FTR's in there. I think just by elimination, I don't think Big Bill and Ricky are walking away with the pay-per-view with the titles.
Why not?
I think that was. I don't know why they even won them in the first place. Really,
because
kind of thrown together really quickly. Hardly a story.
But FTR was hurt. I think that's why they remember Dude's shoulder was hurt. This is like FTR heals fast because these guys are hurt, and then 2 weeks later they're ready to fight again. It's like why?
Or one of them was shooting some guy.
Yo, oh yeah, which one was it that pulled the gun out?
Not the bald one, the other one. I don't know. Cash, Dax.
Cash Wheeler's the bald one. And Dax is no, it's Cash. Cash, yeah. I can't believe that nigga pulled a gun out.
So, okay. I don't think it's Big Bill. I think it could be any of the other three. I could see FTR, another run. I could see them trying to give it to the LFI, trying to make them more of a powerhouse stable. And House of Black is always a good choice for championships.
House of Black is a good choice, but they don't need the belt.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Some guys need the belt. FTR don't even need the belt.
No, and that's why I think LFI is my prediction.
You know who needs the belt? Ricky Starks and Big Bill.
And they got it, but what have they done since they had it?
I say they come out with
Ricky
the belt.
Starks? All right, so that's mark it down.
Who you got?
Luciano's got Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I got LFI.
Who the hell is that? LFI.
La Faccion Inconable.
Oh, it's my boy, Roosh. Hey, you never know. They might give it to them.
Put his mean ass mug up on the fucking screen right now.
But isn't it like 4 of them dudes or 3?
It's 4 of them with that one white guy.
I know. Yeah, I don't even know who that guy was.
Okay, next match. The Women's TBS Championship Triple Threat match. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart versus Sky Blue.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think my prediction is that Julia Sky.
Who's that? Is that a new girl? She debuting today.
Julia Hart and Sky Blue are both gonna tag team on.
Ooh, yeah, they do got that fucking weird eye makeup.
So she's gonna join.
That's true.
They might give it to Julia.
They might join as one person and become Julia Sky or whoever the fuck is.
No, but I predict they turn on her and either. I say they turn on her, they double team her, and either Julie or Sky Blue get the belt. Because Chris Statlander, she's a great champion, but
no personality.
Nothing, you know. Yeah. She's pretty too, you know what I mean. She stacks, she could wrestle, she could do everything, but her personality and her charisma just ain't there. Maybe she could develop it. I don't know. She probably should have developed it already, but I don't know.
Now let me ask you a question. I'm thinking about putting this tournament together of the best women wrestlers ever in the game, probably about a field of 32. Do you think Chris Statlander is in the best 32 women's wrestlers ever?
Well, to tell you the truth, she probably is because there's not a big volume of women wrestlers. Like, I could probably count 10 on my head, and then I don't know after that. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about 30.
That's why I said women's instead of guys, because there's not that many, and the guys could just so many.
The guys, you could go 100,000.
Yeah. All right, so you said either one of the Julia or Sky?
Yeah, because I think Sky joins the House of Black tonight.
I agree. I don't think it's Chris Statlander. I think Sky Blue is going to be like Julia's minion kind of thing, so she's going to help Julia win it.
Which is kind of some BS because I think that Sky Blue wrestles better than Julia Hart.
Have you been watching lately? Julia's kind of like, she's got that darker entrance now. Her wrestling skills
but physically wise, like,
she's pretty.
I feel like Sky Blue could go a lot harder than she can. You know? Like, Sky Blue's built to box. Julia Hart's more frail, she looks like to me. She's probably not, but she just seems more frail. What's the next one now?
All right, Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland in a Texas death match.
I don't like Hangman Page, so I'm going for Swerve Strickland. And I fuck with Swerve Strickland because I like his gimmick. I like his... You could tell he was the superstar of whatever group he was in WWE. Top Dollar. Can't even get over the top rope.
You gotta show it. You gotta put it right there.
I'm putting it up, man. It's gonna pop up right now so you guys can see.
I agree. I don't think Paige needs this match.
Paige is a hell of a wrestler. Let me give him that.
Here's the word I want to use. I think Swerve deserves to win this match. I think that he's put in the time, the effort, the stories. Remember when they gave him those two big-ass tatted white dudes? They were trying to make
one was supposed to be Brock Lesnar, and I didn't know. I just found out recently that dude signed with WWE. After WWE, after AEW, they cut him, and he went and signed with WWE, but then they cut him before he even joined NXT. They were like, oh, man, this guy resembles Brock Lesnar so much that we had to sign him, and then... I mean, he had a good little gimmick, the tats or whatever. You could probably pull something off, but...
All right, so we both think that Swerve is going
to But Hangman is one hell of a wrestler, but, he rubbed me the wrong way when him and Punk were going at it, so... I really never liked him, You used to love him when Hangman Page came out. Don't lie.
No.
Don't lie.
Love is a strong word.
But you liked him.
I thought I was digging him when that whole Punk thing came around. It kind of like unveiled like his true colors kind of thing. But before that, when it was separate, and you know what? But it was really mostly
there was no reason for
Punk
him to
was
say
AEW. It was kind of Hangman Page was like the man. Yeah. Remember that first World Championship was him versus Jericho.
So
he was deemed
they were
going to
try to push him,
guys,
but it just didn't go that way. What's the next one?
The Golden Jets, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks for an AEW Tag Team title shot. If the Golden Jets must disband if they lose, which I don't think why that's a big fucking prediction or a big circumstance because they just literally formed like last week.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't like the Young Bucks neither. So
we know how all your Page and all your Young Bucks...
Look at the Elite is the Young Bucks, Adam... and Kenny. And I love Kenny, even though he's still with them. But, I never heard of Kenny having no altercations with CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? It's always been them three, So I'm going with Kenny and Jericho for that one. They could get a little title run. And they could have a nice little... I would enjoy it.
I have a weird feeling. I agree with you that I have the same feelings with the Young Bucks, but my brain is picking the Young Bucks to win this match because that whole stipulation where they must disband if they lose. They barely got together. So
but not the Young Bucks, just these two.
Omega and Jericho, which is it's like so.
Those are those joints you bought that don't fucking smoke, huh? Real good, boy.
We gonna smoke one right now.
I'm gonna put a picture up of these motherfuckers. You ever see these? Don't buy them.
All right,
go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Sting, Adam Copeland, and Darby Allin versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne.
Well, I'm hoping my boy Christian Cage, the best champion in AEW history, the best heel.
You raised a piece of shit.
I'm hoping that they get the win, but I'm pretty sure Adam Copeland's not going to lose his first match. Christian's not going to take the fall. He's not going to take the pin. It's probably going to be Luchasaurus. Nick Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But Edge, Sting, and they're going to win, but it's going to be one hell of a match, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sting's retirement tour, Edge's first pay-per-view, Christian just being the bad guy, Nick Wayne, the easy-to-pin guy that no one else has to look weak.
But you got to give it to that kid, Nick Wayne. He's young as hell, but he could go at it. He could get down in the ring. I see his matches. And
why does he look British?
Who, Nick Wayne? Yeah. He looks like one of the Austrian. Yup, he looks like he belongs with them.
Oi, oi, oi.
I seen the other day, my boy Fletcher get hit in the head with a glass bottle or something by Omega, and Omega was pretending that his hand was cut and there was no blood in his hand. Come on, Omega, you're better than that, man. All right, so I'm going with Edge, Sting, because Sting ain't losing no match no more. That's it. Every match Sting's in.
We both are going.
All right.
The International Championship, Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley.
Well, Moxley's winning it back because Moxley should have never lost it in the first place. But, dude, this guy, Pentagon's brother, messed him up with that power driver, gave him that concussion. So he's going to win it back.
I feel with a swerve, Orange Cassidy wins via turning heel. I don't know how that works out exactly.
Because that means his whole stable of best friends got to turn heel.
Well, either that
unless he
or
turns
he
on
turns
them too.
on them. Orange Cassidy was this guy that, if you paid attention,
I liked him from the very beginning.
He doesn't care. His whole thing is it's whatever. But if you notice, when he lost the championship,
he got emotional.
He got emotional.
We were there in Chicago.
He was
almost
his
front
personality changed a little bit, and now all of a sudden I feel like that's what's turning him, is that his lust and love for being a champion, making him more serious, not going to do the gimmicky shit no more. So I feel like tonight we might see a different Orange Cassidy and he'll beat Jon Moxley.
No lie, that would be dope.
And maybe Jon Moxley gets his fucking vacation finally.
Mm-hmm. But Moxley seems like the type of guy that don't want a vacation. You know, if he could still go, he still wants to go until he can't go anymore. He to me is like a guy like, all right, cool. If I can still go, I'm gonna go. And when I can't go, that's when my vacation starts. What's the next one now?
AEW Women's World Title, Hikaru Shida versus Timeless Toni Storm.
I hope Timeless wins, but I think Ogirl's gonna beat her. But that's
Why?
I don't know. I just want her to win because she's more popular and she's.
No. Why do you think Hikaru Shida's gonna beat her then?
Oh, because then what are they gonna give? I think that the Outcasters are gonna have something to do with it.
Who's that?
Her two people, the
Oh,
Paige
they're
and
not even
Ruby
together
Riott.
no more.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So I have a feeling they're gonna come out and try to screw her over, and because didn't they tag with the AEW champion Paige? Oh no, they were going at it. Yeah, I don't really know, to tell you the truth, and I don't really care. But it's whatever. They should just give the belt back to Britt Baker. That's the only one I really like.
Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm, are they both on the top 32 women's ever in the tournament? Are they in the tournament?
Well, I haven't seen a lot of the Japanese girl, but Toni Storm, she could wrestle, but I feel like, I don't know, she probably has built a better resume to be on it, but since there's not a lot, we might have to throw her in there, you know? So
All right,
who you got?
you said Hikaru, right?
Yeah.
I think because of what you said, Toni Storm, this whole new gimmick she's on right now, fans are really digging it. They're giving her a lot of TV time and these promos and stuff. I think they're going to give her the strap again. I don't know what Tony Khan's fixation with Hikaru Shida is. She's a 3-time AEW Women's
It's
Champion
not
now.
him, it's Kenny.
Ooh.
Kenny brought her in.
Okay, that's...
In the beginning, Kenny's the one that brought her in.
There for sure. Because I mean, she's great and all. She's got a good look. She's not a decent wrestler. You know, with the language barrier, it's kind of hard to do her for the promos and stuff. But
I don't understand why, if they know they're getting money in America, why not improve your English? You know what I'm saying?
or just be all fucking flat out Japanese like Shinsuke's doing now. Do your promos like that, like an evil.
Do them in Japanese and then have the subtitles on the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
You come off as more comfortable. You come off.
But why
as
the
more
Japanese got to
natural.
be evil?
I was wondering if someone was gonna catch that. Either one of the commenters or somebody was gonna fucking. Wait a minute, what's this guy trying to get at?
All right, so who you got?
Timeless Toni Storm.
All right, go to the next one.
Last one match, main event. MJF champion versus Jay White. And then before we give our predictions, do you think the devil is revealed tonight?
I have a feeling it should be revealed tonight because it's a pay-per-view. But it wouldn't. If it's Punk, then it's going to be revealed on Wednesday when we're at the show. You know?
Well, not necessarily, because imagine if he's revealed tonight and then people have time to buy tickets because they know that he's back in, AEW. Oh, he's going to be here on Wednesday. Let's go. Let's go.
Like if Punk
As opposed to not knowing if Punk's going to be there and maybe debuting him in a low turnout arena because people don't know that he's not there.
If Punk shows up tonight, which I hope he does, kind of, you know what I'm saying? That means we got to buy our tickets tonight. Because those tickets are going to go up.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't no more waiting.
Hell nah. No more wait till the day before.
All right, so MJF versus Jay White. AEW World Championship.
MJF is the worst AEW World's Champion there ever was.
4 of them, right?
He might be the worst champion ever in history of any champion in any company. You know what I mean?
If we do some digging.
His matches are like 2-star at best. Only if he's with somebody that can go just like his match against Omega. Omega was doing most of that stuff in that match if you go back and watch that match. Any match he has, I could fast forward through it just to the end. I don't like him as champ. I never liked him as champ. He doesn't really need the belt. It's like he's been holding a belt with the Ring of Honor tag team titles like if you got the Ring of Honor, give up that belt. You know what I mean? But I feel like him and Punk already should have had a program together because Punk was on that, that belt with the X on it and saying he was the world champion. So they had to switch it up. Yeah, they had to switch it up and they gave him them tag belts. And then this guy got hurt and. So my prediction is that it's not going to be Punk the Devil and MJF's going to win. And it's going to be probably like Adam Cole, which he's still hurt, I think. I don't know if he's legit hurt. And then MJF's going to be heel again.
Or what people were saying that the Devil is going to be Britt Baker. But of course, Adam Cole being one of the minions with Roddy Strong and the other people. They're saying that.
I mean, that would be dope for Britt Baker in general, like for her to become women's champion again. But for a man's storyline, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. And then whoever it is, if it ain't Punk, it's gonna be a disappointment to majority of the fans because I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I hate Punk," but if they see him, they'll run up to him. But they can't get an autograph.
Or they'll buy the tickets to hate him.
Yep, exactly. That's what Punk is. Punk is money. So wherever he's going, regardless of WWE and who owns them, and they have a bunch of money, if they see potential of making more money, because if Punk were to go back to WWE, imagine how the ticket sales will skyrocket.
Adam Pearce just did a radio interview or whatever, and they asked him, what are your thoughts on bringing back CM Punk? And his answer is the same answer that anybody ever gives to this question. The man draws money. He moves the needle. He puts butts in the seats.
More than Roman Reigns, I'll tell you that.
And as long as you're doing all that, you should be able to overlook all that other bullshit and put feelings aside for business.
Yep, money.
For money. That's all this is about. Like this shouldn't be like fan or like a wrestling insiders club like run promotion. Tony Khan should be running this to make money.
That's the bottom line. Not to please anybody, not to
make fantasy matches.
Yeah, come on, bro. It's make this money, and you could see the difference. You could see the crowd. You could see everything that's happening. That when Punk got fired and we went to that Dynamite, there was nobody there.
That was the first time we seen the whole half of the stadium.
Every time
empty.
we went since Punk been there, the stadium in Chicago's been packed. You know what I'm saying? And that day, the whole top tier was just empty. And they were trying to move people down to filler. It was terrible.
So you say MJF?
I say MJF's going to win. I want Jay White to win because I like him.
So then you don't think like the Devil is going to cause MJF to lose?
I think the Devil's going to help him, if anything.
Oh.
If it ain't Punk, the Devil's going to help him.
Okay. This is a tough one for me because I agree with your comments on MJF. I think that he's done nothing for the championship since he's won it. I don't know why they've given him this Roman Reigns treatment where he can only defend it like once every 3 months.
No.
And he's barely on the shows for like one segment, not having matches and regular. It sounds like we're fucking riding Punk's dick, but Punk was on fucking Dynamites, Collisions, fucking Rampages, wrestling fucking young guys.
Yep.
Like, say what you will, but look at what this new...
He was putting in the work, and then a new guy comes in, and he's like Roman Reigns. How does he get that? At least, okay, look at... Everybody hates Roman Reigns because he doesn't fight once a month or twice a month or whatever, but that guy put years of wrestling every single night, all the time for what? At least 10 years straight. You know what I mean? And I remember when it was Punk versus The Shield, and he beat the hell out of all three of them. You don't even remember that. That was on a Raw. He beat all three of them. So if you have Punk come back to WWE, he has to go over on Roman.
So that's why I don't. Yeah, that's why I don't like MJF as the choice. But I don't see Jay White as AEW's world champion. There's
You're telling me you see
no. For my points of downgrading MJF, we can't go from that to what I feel is another bit of a downgrade to Jay White. They need to go from MJF up. Maybe Adam Copeland, maybe Daniel Bryan, somebody like that. I feel like their next champion needs to be somebody higher than Jay White.
Speaking of this bum, he's coming out right now on the pre-show to defend them Ring of Nothing championships. Tony Khan should have kept them at two separate entities and had them maybe somewhere else and not combine them like this and have them wrestling on AEW show. Maybe those belts would be worth more, but it's terrible. This is terrible.
Yeah, for that reason, I can't make a really... if I have to make a choice, it's going to be MJF because I don't see Jay White as a world champion.
All right, you heard it here. These are our predictions for tonight's pay-per-view. And then we're going to try to record the fallout and see our reaction to what really happened. And let's see who picked the most winners, you know? All right. Welcome back to Wrestling with Weed. And this is our reaction to AEW Full Gear 2023. Me, Luciano Trees, my boy Broski, and Chirac. So let's see.
Say what's up. What up, what up?
So let's see. What was the first match?
All right.
Let me tell you something, though. It was a disappointment.
I don't know. We won't go in order, but I'll go down the list and we can talk about what happened. The first one that I have on my list, it's not necessarily the first one on the show, but it was the tag team match, Big Bill ladder match, Big Bill, Ricky Starks,
I
FTR,
told you.
LFI, and House of Black.
I told you, Ricky Stark. They're the only guys that need the belt because without the belt, they're just two scrubs walking around, two jobbers. Even though Morrissey or Big Bill, whatever they call him now, Big Cass, he looks in phenomenal shape. He could probably go back to WWE. It all depends.
Yeah, I did say LFI was going to win, but yeah, I was definitely wrong on that one.
Hell yeah, LFI. It was a good match, though, altogether. There was some crazy spots that Brody Lee did. That was crazy. And he was leaking. But, yeah, my boys won. They retained.
The next one I have on my list, Chris Statlander, Julia Hart versus Sky Blue for the triple threat for the TBS championship.
Ooh, I got that one right, too, because I told you they were going to team up. It was going to be either one of them.
Whoa, let's get down to... You didn't even say anybody. You said either Julia Hart or Sky Blue. You just knew it wasn't going to be Chris. I specifically said Julia Hart.
That's a lie.
So, I don't know. I think you get half a point.
We're going to look back and see, because I think he's lying. You know? But this guy's like, Chris. I really thought Chris Thunder would come out with it, but them two against her. It was a pretty good match, though. I'll give him that. Sky Blue's getting better. So is Julia Hart, you know. She was real physical.
I don't know. It's like they will, they won't, they. They were like... It looked like they were teaming up in some areas, but then in other parts, Sky Blue was fighting Julia Hart, so I don't know where they're going with that one.
Where it ends up at. What's the next one?
Well, it's next on my list, but I really want to talk about this one.
Well, let's talk about it.
But Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland in a Texas death match.
Yeah, that was
we both said Swerve was going to win on that one, so we both got that one right.
Because Swerve needed it, but at the same time, he was really stapling him. Stapling him in the chest, stapling him in the back, stapling him in the mouth. The whole, first 5 to 10 minutes of the match was just Swerve getting whooped. Then he was leaking.
It was more than that. Swerve Strickland took a beating. I don't know if you forgot about it already, but dude was gushing blood. First off with the staple gun, barbed wires, tables. I mean, not tables, like a board with barbed wire on it.
They ended up bringing a table out, no?
Not a regular table for that match. Oh, no.
Somebody brought a table.
Prince Nanu went through that one. Well, Hangman's knees went through that one.
Oh yeah.
Fell right after that. But no, I thought it was the match of the night. I thought it was way more than I expected. Swerve really showed a lot. I kind of said that he kind of needed that kind of match. You know, we both know that they're both good wrestlers, but to put, you know, you kind of need to go through something like that to solidify that you can do all types of matches.
I like the fact that every time Swerve gets into an angle somewhere, they always try to show up. I don't know if Swerve owns that little wrestling indie company or if because he's always at the same indie company. And last time it was Sting showing up and Darby, and then this time it was Adam Page showing up and, you know, jumping him or whatever.
So you were surprised when I told you that Swerve was at Adam Cole's crib?
Oh, yeah, because I don't even remember. This guy said he was at Adam Cole's crib looking over his baby or something like that.
But remember, he showed up at Nick Wayne's house and killed him in the barn there. So you got to remember, if you're going to feud with Swerve, just lock your doors.
Yup, he's showing up, man.
Next
what's
one
the
on
next
my
one?
list, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. Terrible match, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I see the young but it can't even be that because I see the same stuff from FTR all the time and I still enjoy it. It's just the Young Bucks stuff. I don't know what the ending was about, them crying and breaking stuff and doing stuff like that. I don't know what that was all about, but the match was all right. Not the best thing. At least Jericho and Omega won, but I really didn't like it because Omega was like. Chirac even like, hey, why is he stopping him from beating him in the
Yeah, that was
corner? And
kind
it
of
was
weak.
like,
He shouldn't have stopped him. He should have kept like letting him,
I,
I'm saying,
I,
whoop that ass real quick.
I honestly, it was all right, but I could have done without that match. Omega should be on his own, trying to do whatever. Give him the TV or the TNT title, or let him do something. Let him go at it with Christian again. But I don't know.
I thought it was so slow that I hope that it was on purpose because it was the match right after the Texas Death Match, and maybe they thought that they needed to come down a little bit after so many high spots and gruesome, things like that. But it was just too slow for my pace. Even like the 3 counts and the moves, and it was not my cup of tea.
What's the next one?
Sting, Adam Copeland, and Darby Allin versus Christian, Soros, and Nick Wayne. It was the opening match for the pay-per-view. We both, let's go back a little bit. That last match, I said the Bucks were going to win, and they didn't. You said Kenny and Jericho were going to win.
For which one was that?
The tag match. Bucks versus...
Oh, yeah. I said Kenny and then we're going to win. And you went for the Bucks.
I guess. All right, now back to Sting, Adam Copeland, Darby versus Christian, Soros, Nick Wayne. We both said that Sting's team was going to win, and they did. Anything memorable?
From which one was that? What did you say right now? What did you say?
Sting. Adam
Oh,
Copeland,
Sting! No,
Darby
that was a dope match. I like the way Sting did work right there.
It was the opening match of the pay-per-view. I thought it was good for what it was. We kind of knew that Sting's on this run right now. Oh, Ric Flair came out, and you had an opinion on his suits. I don't know
If Ric Flair were to wear the suits he used to wear back in the days instead of wearing this suit that he wears now, like, I don't know. I just like the suits he used to wear when he was with the Four Horsemen. But I guess you got to take what you could get with Ric Flair right now. I just feel like he's trying too hard to be cool when he could just be himself and just be iconic, just being him. He don't have to be dancing around and doing all this other stuff. And I guess that's what he wants to do, so fuck it.
we got Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Orange Cassidy ended up winning. You said Jon Moxley was going to win. I said Orange Cassidy.
With no heel turn.
No heel turn. It was a straight win. Shoulders in the mat. Do you feel any different? How do you feel about Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley's match?
Well, I guess they had to give him that match so he could beat Jon Moxley, so that I guess he could feel better for his. But I think that I really don't know where they're going with it. I guess they're gonna give him another long title run, but maybe he was supposed to be Moxley at All Out, But I guess I don't know. It was an alright match. I didn't really like it. I didn't care for it.
Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm for the women's world title. I think you said Hikaru Shida. I said Toni Storm.
No, I said Toni Storm. You said Hikaru Shida.
Nah.
All right. I always want.
We
Toni
have
Storm.
the clip. It's gonna
I know.
Go back
We're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear
I
it.
said Toni Storm for sure. I don't know who you said.
Why would I not pick Toni Storm? This guy likes Hikaru Shida.
Shida's your favorite women's wrestler.
Get the fuck out of here.
You talk about it all the time. You loved her outfit that she came out with today. You just totally got it.
This guy's talking about her. He's like, oh, yes, Kenny Omega's girl,
I'm wondering why she got 3 world championships.
3. The first 3? 3-time fucking women's champion?
And then finally, the main event, Jay White versus MJF. Well, the beginning of in the pre-show, in MJF's tag team match, he tag teamed with Samoa Joe versus the Guns. They ended up beating the Guns, and then the Guns attack MJF at the end of the match, hurt his knee. MJF goes to the hospital, cries to Adam Cole to not let him lose his title. Adam Cole steps in and says he's going to take his place. So for the whole night, we're thinking it's going to be Adam Cole with one leg versus
But
Jay
I
White.
kind of told you that. Remember, I was like, he's going to come out, and then somehow... I thought he wasn't going to make it to the ring. I thought he was just going to come out, and then MGF will come right behind him, but... He got to get in the ring, do his whole intro, and they did like 3 minutes of the match. Then they show MJF said he stole the ambulance and drove himself to the arena, and then hopped out and hobbled his way down. And let me tell you something. Like I'm not gonna say that I dislike MJF, because you know he's pretty good at being a heel, but this whole him world champion is just lackluster, because that match I was literally we're watching a match, and I was literally had my hood over my head and I was falling asleep.
We were just literally both waiting for the end. For like, who is this?
I was
devil
waiting
gonna
for the
come out?
devil, or something of the devil was coming out. I don't even know what was happening, but what ended up happening? Nothing. NGF says he's the real world's champion.
Maybe
you
as
know?
a tease.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the only hope we have there, because
Well, I don't know.
the
Wednesday
next Dynamite is
here in Chicago, baby, and we in it.
So who knows? Maybe there's still hope for there. But wait, when is and then when's Survivor Series? That's this Sunday. Though.
Survivor Series is Saturday.
This
It's Saturday coming up.
Oh, okay, so
that means Dynamite's gonna be right there, yo. Huh? But I guess we should check on Friday and see if they had any cheap tickets left. You know, which I doubt. But you know, you never know.
A quick little tidbit. I remember on the predictions episode, we were like, man, it's going to be tough to come up with 32 women for this bracket that we're going to do.
Well, 32 wrestling women.
I got 91 or 93 so far.
Yeah, just like every woman that ever stepped foot in wrestling. Like, if anything, if
You
she
went hard with that. I just what?
You know, so we gotta chop it down, you know, because
Nah, but we're gonna make an episode. It's gonna be a fun little tidbit. We're gonna do an elimination. I think that's what we should do. Label as. We'll just say the most impactful women ever in wrestling, and we'll just go down the list and whittle it down to see, you know,
see who's number
opinions.
one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's our reaction to AEW. What was it? Full Gear. Full Gear 2023.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying? What do you give it? I give it
What? Stars.
ABC.
The Meltzer star review or what?
I hate Dave Meltzer. I'll give it.
Put that Meltzer mullet up right now.
Yup, that picture of him. The shirt I said, it says F Dave Meltzer and his 5-star rating. But let's see. I'm gonna give it out of ABC. I'm gonna give it negative.
What kind
C.
of rating is that?
I'm gonna give it a negative C, almost a D.
So a C minus? You mean? A negative C. I was the positive and negative letters now.
Let me tell you that, all right? Because
It's a new kind of math.
he should get a D for that.
Steiner
pay-per-view.
math right now.
You should get a D for that, because there was not. What exciting was on there?
It was kind of a little bit of a letdown, but that's kind of our fault. I always said, like I said, going into it, I don't have any faith that AEW is bringing back.
No, but not even about that, but just in general. What other? The only thing was Swerve Strickland.
That was a good match. It was all good matches. Nothing...
the ladder match was all right, but nothing that we haven't seen. And maybe it's because they show it to us so often that we don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll just have a random ladder match on Dynamite.
No, it's
and we're so used to it.
It's like, I don't know where they're going now. It's like, it's kind of like a refresh or like a restart. It's kind of like all these stories kind of capped up and ended and concluded. And now it's like, okay, now, so like, what's going to happen on Dynamite? Like, there's nothing to really to continue.
There's nothing that built up to go there. The only thing is Adam Cole, because not Adam
or this
Cole.
devil, you know, like there's still this devil story.
The devil, yeah. I thought they were gonna show the devil, or they were gonna do something. Because what was the whole purpose? Wasn't that the purpose of them? What is the long run? What is the
end game?
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, it's tonight. You're on the pay-per-view. What you're gonna wait for tomorrow? If they're gonna or for Wednesday, if they're gonna wait for Wednesday, then in my gut, it's got to be Punk. You know what I'm
if
saying?
it's not Wednesday, where and when? And
you're
why?
gonna wait till what? Until Sting's retirement match to bring this devil out? You know what I'm saying?
And what we forgot to mention before, we almost forgot to mention it again. Not that much of a surprise, but Will Ospreay signing with AEW.
Yeah, because we've seen him a lot lately, I guess, and heard his speech and Impact. And if you heard that, you already knew that he wasn't signing with WWE because WWE is not gonna let him finish up his dates. Just like he said tonight that he wants to finish up his dates in New Japan and God knows go to Impact or TNA when they switch over. But if you didn't see this coming, then you're slow. You know what I'm saying? Because who was he gonna sign with? You know.
Even though it's not a surprise, I think it's still a good get.
It's still good, hell yeah, you know. I love the guy. He's great. He's a great wrestler. He could have so many good matches. Even though he was already wrestling in AEW already, so it's like what Broski says
Forbidden Door, that doesn't really count.
He's showing up on Dynamite plenty of times. His two boys, are they even signed to AEW?
The boys are... Well, I don't know what the big guy... I know the Kyle Fletcher kid is.
He's signed already?
Yeah, he's there.
So he's there because...
Thank you for listening to Wrestling with Weed, the podcasts. Like and subscribe and get notifications for our newest videos. Have a great Thanksgiving.